Hey, what's up, guys? It's Bunny. I'm back again. And this is actually a topic that I thought about. I actually thought about this topic from watching not the royal wedding, but from watching how Harry and Meghan actually met each other and how she was before she was with him to, when she got with him and everything that they went through and the type of personality that she had as far as like being with him. So pretty much, um, you know, this topic is about like being alone. Like what I liked about, Megan is if you look at the movie of like how they met, it's actually very interesting because they met and she was a very independent woman. She was all about like women's rights and making sure women were able to do what men were able to do when it came to certain things that a lot of people say women can't do, but they're discovering that women are physically capable or smart enough to do it, but they just never gave them the opportunity because they felt like they were a woman. And that she was content with being by herself and not having a man by her side and just loving herself and being happy with who she was. And I found that very inspiring and very like inspirational for a lot of young women out there. Now, I'm not gonna stand here and say that women could do every single thing that a man could do. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, as a woman, there are barriers between a man and a woman as far as certain things that can and cannot be done between the two sexes. But I feel like you shouldn't limit yourself when it comes to certain things. Like a lot of women limit themselves as far as career choices because they get this preconceived notion, whether it's from growing up, whether it's because they've heard it from a coworker or what have you, that oh, you can't do the job because you're a woman. Where the job doesn't require strength or anything like that. The job literally requires intelligence, but yet you're telling young women out there that, you know, the only thing that they're good for is being in the house and cleaning and cooking, and that's not right. I feel like if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Like I said, I'm not standing here and saying that women could do everything. Like obviously, anybody with common sense knows that obviously a man is always going to be stronger than a woman as far as strength wise. Now, I do not physically agree that a man is necessarily smarter than a woman. It could be possible depending on the man, but I feel like women are always programmed to be smarter because men make a lot of dumb decisions. Whereas women, we may overthink things and we may overanalyze a lot of stuff, but we're actually more intelligent and we actually are more inclined to get stuff done and get stuff done correctly and plan it out the way we like to plan it out. It may seem like overthinking or being overly dramatic or whatever, but at the same token, we're still getting it done the way it needs to be done. Now, back to how this topic started with it's okay to be alone. It, you know, the reason why that intrigued me so much is a lot of women feel like they need a man by their side to feel happy. And that's not necessarily true. If you're not happy with yourself, man or woman, you're not going to be happy having someone by your side. If you're miserable with yourself and you stand in front of the mirror and you're like, oh, I hate who I am, you could have a partner that loves you to death, that will do anything for you. But if you're not okay with what you could bring to the table in that relationship or how you are as far as being who you are with whatever is in your personality that attracted that person to you, then you're not ever going to find true love and you're never going to be happy. You have to be happy with being alone. You have to be content with that. You have to understand that you're not always going to have someone by your side. You're not always going to have your family to look out for you. You're not going to have a partner always by your side. You might have those moments where you end up being single or you end up getting divorced or whatever. But you have to know how to deal with it. If you don't love who you are without people around you, how are you supposed to love other people, or how are you supposed to be content with what other people could bring to the table as far as being with them? So that's why the whole how inspiring she was, as far as like saying like it's okay to be alone. It's okay to say like I don't have a man, but I'm happy with who I am. And before I get like a whole bunch of people saying, "Oh, that sounds like the lonely single woman mentality," that's not even what I'm saying. I'm not saying go your whole life without getting a partner. That's not what I'm saying. If you choose not to have a partner, that's on you. What I'm saying is, for you to have a healthy, happy relationship, you have to be content with you. You have to love you. You have to say to yourself, I'm my best self. I'm okay with me. If you can't say that, like I said, man or woman, you should not be in a relationship. You should be by yourself. Because the only thing that you're going to do if you get into a relationship with somebody is you're just going to drag them down with you, or you're going to mess up their mindset and lower their self-esteem because they're going to be so busy trying to make you happy, but you can't even make yourself happy. So you have to figure that out before you drag someone in it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like, oh, go your whole life being alone and don't let anybody in if you want to fall in love and all that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. That's entirely up to you what you choose to do. If you want to be in a relationship and you found your one and only, good for you. If you don't and you're fine with being by yourself and not being married or whatever, that's also fine. It's what you choose to do. All I'm saying is just be content with your decision and know that's a decision that you want to do and that you're doing it for yourself and you're not doing it for someone else. Just like you should never get married just to prove a point to say that you got married and had kids. You should always get married because you want to get married. It's the same as someone being alone. You should be alone because you choose to be alone and because you don't want a relationship for whatever reason. Maybe you're not ready for a relationship. Maybe you just don't want a relationship. Or maybe you're too busy with work to have a relationship. Whatever the situation is, that's entirely up to you to figure out, and you're free to do that as a person, like I said, man or woman. But I feel like this would be directed more towards women, because women, especially nowadays, a lot of women do not know how to be alone. They like tolerate a lot of crap from men, or they get this like little voice in their head from other people, whether it's like through social media or whatever it is, telling them that they need a man to live a certain lifestyle or get certain things done or whatever. And sometimes relationships are really not for everybody. Just because you see other people in a relationship and just because you see other people going through certain things in their relationship and they seem happy, you'll never know if they're truly happy until you're behind that closed door. Just because I know a lot of people that do that, where they'll see their friends in a relationship, whether they're married, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, whatever. They'll see that they're in a relationship and then they'll see that they're happy or that they're content, and they'll be like, oh, well, how come my relationship isn't like that? And that's the wrong way to go about it. Just because you're going through whatever you're going through in your relationship, that's between you and your partner. You need to figure it out. But if you run away from the problems, or if you assume that just because your friend has a certain relationship or has a certain lifestyle that seems better than your lifestyle, you're being dumb about it. Because the thing that I know from personal experience, the grass is never greener on the other side. Just because you think things are going to be better because someone makes it seem that it's better does not mean it will be. So, before I continue any longer about it, I hope I didn't like bore you too much with the whole, being alone thing and stuff like that. I mean, I brought up a whole bunch of other topics to go along with it, you know. Like, I was really trying to reach out, especially to possible young women viewers that might be looking at my content. Like, never let someone tell you you can't do something just because you're a woman. I feel like as a woman, you should find out for yourself what your capabilities are and just do it for yourself. If you find out you can't do it, then that's fine. But you also have to be realistic too. You have to know what you're trying to do as a woman compared to a man before you agree to do something, if that makes sense. So, with that being said, I'm gonna end this video. I hope you enjoyed. You could comment, like, subscribe, pass this on to your friends. Let me know if you agree, disagree. If you have a friend that has that type of mindset where they don't know how to be alone and they're always in a relationship or they always want people around them because they can't be by themselves, let me know that. I'll try to reach out and give you my best advice as much as I can. And, say it again. Comment, like, subscribe, pass this on to your friends. And this is Bunny, and I hope to see you in the next video.